Welcome to Enlight Studios podcast. My main goal for this podcast is to bring unique guests that's going to help inspire you with their cool experience and stories. I have many guests planned for this podcast within the creative industry, whether it's art, music, film, and anyone in between. Just anyone who has cool experience and stories to share with you guys. My first guest for this podcast is a really good friend of mine and a really talented artist, Aadesh. I hope you enjoy the podcast. So, Aadesh, welcome to Enlight episode 1. So, I wanted to have you as the first episode because we're really good friends. We've worked on recent projects before. So, for those of you who doesn't know Aadesh is a painter and artist. He's also known as Oenaarts in his socials. I'll put the name up in the screen. He has won London Art Battle in 2024. Let me get this right. Bristol Art Battle in 2025. No, London Art Battle in 2023. Bristol Art Battle in 2024 and Amsterdam in 2025. So he's been around. He's a professional artist. But yeah, welcome to Enlight Studios.
Having me here. Lovely to be here. Obviously, Simon, I've known him for a long time, and yeah, we go way back, I guess.
Let's talk about how we known each other because that's where it starts.
I'm pretty sure it was after pandemic.
Yeah, it must have been because before pandemic, I didn't really used to play live that much. We played in KTM Rocks in Feltham. Well, my band played in KTM Rocks in Feltham.
And I used to paint there, I think pretty much full time, work there part time. Yeah, it was
So KTM Rocks became like a good medium for all these creative people to meet because they do music and art and everything. So I was there as a musician, you was there as artist, and then we
artist
just
slash bartender here and there.
and then we just collabed, and that was really good. But first thing I want to ask is like, how did you get started with art? Like, where did it come from?
It pretty much comes from my childhood, I guess. My brother used to paint, and I don't know, he used to be a very popular guy in school, where he used to be good at painting, and I used to always admire him. So, yeah, I think it just came from my brother. So, it's pretty much I started painting and try to be like him ever
Is it
since.
your older brother?
Yeah, my older brother. And yeah, I think after I started college, I did 3 years in college, and
Wait, let's talk about the first one a little bit
yeah,
because it's your older brother. What kind of art did he used to do?
it was mostly drawings because like we used to be in like a boys' school, so it was pretty much after school we used to just hang out and he used to chill with his friends.
Like a sketching?
Yeah, sketching and I used to just be a kid, sitting on the side of the big guys and just admiring them.
That's very similar to like why I do music because it came
Yeah,
from my brothers as well. As you know, my brother as well, they're all musicians. So it's really inspiring to have like older brothers. Like when you're a kid, you like you want to do
I
that.
mean, you pretty much get like stuff you attached to is like I think like close people around you, and like you.
It's how you grew up. Did you have like art in your family?
My dad used to play music. I mean, instrument tabla before,
Yeah.
but in his young days. But I think he stopped after the whole marriage situation and got us. But other than that, yeah, not so, not that no of.
And you were saying something about the college?
Yeah. So college, so basically after the whole, I stopped doing anything related to art for a while, and after college, I did it for 4 years, and I stopped straight away, and pretty much pandemic.
So, how did you get into acrylic? Because I know you do other forms of arts as well. I've seen your sketches and
Yeah.
your other work, but what brings you closer is for me like it's acrylic painting because
Mhm.
that's the one that I've seen you do the most. So, why that style of art?
I wouldn't say it's like I choose it. It's more like I'm in this process of like kind of like teaching myself. Like I started obviously with a sketch, like basic pencil and a paper. And after a few, like I mastered, like kind of did a good practice on the sketch. I pushed on to charcoal, so more rough colors are more hard to control. And after charcoal, I kind of pushed up like to, let's say, color pencils. Color pencil went to watercolor. Watercolor went to, now I'm on acrylic. And the way I see it is like after acrylic, my next step would be oil painting, which is like there's like a lot of patience there. And at this point, with acrylic, I'm kind of like learning self, like learning my balance in, like, let's say, how I see like the process of me creating art on the way. Like I take it step by step in a way.
Yeah. So this is like both of us being Nepalese.
Mm,
This is going to be an interesting question because
mm.
we probably experienced both. Like, how does being in like creative field, like, what's your parents' first reaction when you told them, I want to be an artist?
They were like, "Oh, find a real job. Stop focusing on hobby." But I was like, obviously, I kind of stopped. I did find a job after college. I kind of went full time doing bartending here and there. And yeah, while I was doing the full time real job, so for Nepalese
But even
parents,
you're calling it real job, yeah.
real job for the parents. But yeah, so while I was doing that, I kind of felt like lost. You kind of like, this is not what I'm meant to be doing.
Yeah.
So after pandemic, some people had like a rough patch, but I feel like it kind of went good. Kind of found my calling, and ever since I've been painting. And now they do come and say, "Why are you still not working? Why are you still painting?" And all I have to do is look other way and like keep on focusing on yourself.
Because at the end of the day, like, the way I see it, I had a like similar thing.
Mm.
Like, people are like, why music?
Yeah, why music?
Is music going to put food in your table kind of thing?
Yeah,
Um, so the way I see it is like they grew up in very different time,
yeah, that's
you
that's
know,
true as well. Yeah,
like at their time, probably music and art was probably not the way
yeah.
because they had to go through.
You either have to be a doctor or army or
Yeah.
something like high qualified, like paid job.
Yeah. So for those who are like non-Nepalese people out there, you mentioned army because like Nepalese people are like part of the Gorkhas.
Because yeah,
So
known, yeah.
yeah, so that was one way. Like if you're in the Gorkha regiment, like you
Mm,
sort of like made it,
mm,
which is still kind of like that way
mm.
now.
Yeah, but like same thing. Like my grandparents' generation comes from army, and obviously my parents expected me to join the army, and
Yeah.
like they thought like it would be good, and they did at one point push me like, if you still want to do art, you can do art related stuff in the army. But obviously, with that systematic kind of stuff, like they do have a boundaries, like they do have like certain like rules and regulations, which kind of like I feel like it's like the worst thing for artists to like have this border or like a rule where they can't push their creativity or think outside the box.
Yeah, and I think it's like your first role is always gonna be
Mm.
being a Gorkha soldier.
No, yeah,
If you're doing, if you're like,
I'm not saying like you can't be and be an artist.
yeah,
You can, but it's just like my way of seeing is like I feel like it's a bit too much for me. Like I need to only focus on one thing rather
yeah,
than try to balance it out. It's
yeah.
yeah,
So like they're not like sort of they grew up in different times,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
to me, like what I find difficult is like you did the struggle, like
Mm,
you gave us the opportunities
mm,
to like be successful in
mm,
whatever we
mm,
can be in. I think
mm,
like nowadays for us, like
mm,
whatever it is, like art, music,
mm,
um, dancing, like whatever it is you have passion in, like you can, if you like work hard enough, like the way that's how I feel.
mm.
And they gave us that opportunity, but they still want us to like have that same sort of like
Yeah,
mentality,
yeah, yeah.
So it's
And
like,
it's like you. It's one of the thing where like Nepalese communities has like a lot of comparison, right?
yeah,
Like wherever they always have this compare thing going on. But at the end of the day, whatever you compare to, is the person happy or not, whatever he's doing or not. If you compare different people, like different role or different field, is you won't go, you won't, they won't be the end. There will always be an argument after argument. But at the end of the day, you have to understand what does a actual you want in like what do you want to do
yeah,
and how much you willing to put your work in because all the sacrifice and you already denied the sacrifice and you pushing your passion and
mm,
yet you're not working hard enough to like chase it to the end rather than just do it and then giving halfway up and
yeah,
going back to, oh, they'll be like, I told you so. You have done it before.
It's kind of like a hot take, you know. I always feel that way because I'm like, if someone's like becoming a doctor is
Mm,
hard, you know. I'm like,
mhm.
try be an artist in
Yeah.
2026, you know. Try be an artist in
I mean, even
2026.
I've heard some people like even like they have been a doctor, they have studied the doctor whole life, but at the end they will change their career, right? Like, cause like they did listen to their parents, but like their heart they didn't listen to the heart. So at the end of the day, some people are not meant to be who they think they are,
Yeah.
but it's just like that's the only good way of going,
Yeah. And I'm not like
more secure way.
yeah, I'm not saying, you know, like
Mm,
doctor is like
yeah.
easier than becoming an artist or harder.
Nah.
It's just like there's different kind of hardships, but
Yeah.
that misconception that people think artists took like the easiest way
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
It's not. It's
it's not.
probably the harder thing because there is no structure.
It's same like no matter how much mentality you put on like any other field, it's the same energy you put or same dedication you put in.
There is no, okay, get a degree, do
Mm,
do
mm,
this for 5 years, and you are a full-time artist.
yeah.
There is no, it's
No,
not. It's like you have to start from zero
mm.
and then just hope for the best kind of thing.
And you're pretty much on your own. Like you'll be lucky if you do find a good supporter that's gonna come and like, support you on the way. But pretty much you have to know like being an artist is like you standing on your own feet from scratch to going to the end. And
Mm.
you like having like this what do you call it, comfort zone of like some easy access to like certain things is like, yeah, people do admire it, but like not take advantage of it and like know your kind of value in a way, like process, how where you kind of build yourself up.
Yeah.
And for the past 4 years, I have gone through like so many phases where okay, you hear your parents stuff, you hear like you kind of have a chance of changing the life, or you kind of wanna maybe I can stop and like that's enough. But at the end of the day, it's like you don't feel that satisfaction. Like, oh, no matter what other people tell you to do and be, you wanna do and be what you want to do at the end of the night.
Yeah. I guess like for like people like loved ones, it comes from like a innocent way as well. Like they want you to do well. But
Mm,
like I completely disagree with like what they're saying because like it's like I've known you as like
mm,
artist as an
mm,
artist, you know. You take artist out of that,
mm,
out of your name,
mm.
then it's like I don't know who you are. You know, it's like same with me. It's like
No, yeah,
people who've known me
yeah.
like all my life,
Mm,
they'll think like they'll put that music
mm.
like, you know, label with
Label,
me
yeah.
and it's like you take that music out of me.
People know as Simon the heavy rock metal guy.
Not even that. It's like I don't have that's how I express
Mm,
myself. And
yeah.
like I guess like I don't know if it's same for you, but that's how you express
That's the
yourself, you
thing.
know?
Like, yeah, like people didn't know because people know me as I paint with acrylic, right?
Mm,
So like you said, oh, how do you go into acrylic? And they don't know I can draw.
mm.
They don't know I can like do other stuff.
Yeah, I've seen your sketches and it's
That's
like
the thing.
really
But
good.
it's just a process where like obviously you gotta know where you're at. And so just because like some people are not doesn't mean you are up there. It's like it's always good to like push others or like support artist to artist or like influence other or like inspire other to like let them know there is a chance in this side of the career where you just have to do the struggle. And just because like it's harder than you think it is doesn't mean you can't just like look other way and walk away.
Yeah, but the end goal is that happiness because you have the way
Happiness.
to express yourself.
Because like I think the biggest fear I have is regret. Like that's why I want to try most of the thing I can. I mean, obviously, try to be in the right, what's right and wrong, but obviously know the limit. Like try to explore yourself. Like try to find yourself
Yeah.
rather than try to be happy and who you are.
It's like, so you're saying like regret as in like, let's say you chose a different path and not
Mm,
an art and then
mm.
you don't want to be like,
I
what
mean,
if?
yeah.
That's a scary thing, you know?
Like after college, I did full time for 4 or 3 years,
Yeah.
and at that time I regret like not pushing the studies.
Mm.
And every time I used to go work, and at the end of the night, obviously I did make money, but at the end of the night I'm like, oh. am I gonna be doing this for the rest of my life? I'm not like, am I happy? Like,
Yeah.
you kind of question yourself. And yeah, and I'm kind of like, you know what? Maybe I'll start pushing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of like a wake up call.
Do you think like you have to be, I don't know, let's see how I can put it. Do you think you have to be like all in? Like you're either in or out. So, like what do you think of like
I mean, it really depends. Like, uh, it depends on like if you are like very distracted or like if you have a lot of things going on.
Mm.
Like, you can like balance it. But for me, like I said, I can't go like 90 and 10. I can't go something like that. I have to go 100 on something. And when I do, I won't stop until it's actually finished, kind of thing. Like, even with my painting, if I do painting, like I start a painting for 2 3 hours and I ended up finishing it, I'm happy. But if I don't finish it, I highly doubtly likely to touch it again.
yeah. So like one thing I kind of want to do is for people to be like inspired
Mm,
by our like conversations,
mm,
and with the people I speak to who are into like art,
mm.
music, or anything like they're interested in, it doesn't have to be just art. I think like thing is like firstly they're scared of failure,
Yeah,
and the second
always.
is like they're scared of commitment,
Yeah.
because I have so many people who'll come and tell me like I want to do music,
Mm.
but I have this, and it's
I
like,
I have a perfect code for that. If you don't, what do you call it? If you don't, what do you call it? If you don't do action, if you don't change it, you are deciding it.
yeah,
So if you don't change what you like, don't like it, that means you are choosing to do that.
yeah.
So it's really up to you. Like, really, like if someone like they're like, oh, I don't have, you said confident,
It's more like
a
commitment.
commitment. So like if someone can't commit, right, and they have whatever reason they have,
Mm.
okay, it's like obviously you can't, judge, but whatever reason they have is like depending on how much you are trying to commit. Like if you're really trying to give it all and you out there telling other people, I can't commit, but I want to, that means you're not trying hard
I
enough.
mean, how many times do you get people come to
Mm.
you and be like, I really want to learn painting, but
Yeah,
I don't
a
have
lot,
money?
a lot. That's why I keep on telling them as well. Like, if you're not doing it, then you pretty much decided that you don't want to do it because you're just saying it. Because like at the end of the day, saying and doing is different. If y- if a person has already done it, they won't be like, oh, I really want to do it, because
Yeah.
they'll straight away conversation be like, oh, I've done this. What am I gonna do next?
So, what would your advice to be for people? Let's say like they
Mm,
got a full-time job,
mm.
um, but they want to start art. Like, how would they break that down to like,
I wouldn't say there is a right way because I feel like there is a way for each individual on their own ways. The way I did was I took every time I have on doing a small sketch. Like I used to take a small sketchbook every time I go work. Every time I get, I used to draw a small sketch, and every time I draw, I used to be happy at the end of the result. And that happiness was way worth than actually making that full time money at the end of the night.
yeah?
And the feeling keeps on. If you keep on doing that, one day you will wake up and realize it's time. You know?
So you're saying like you don't like need to have this big canvas where you
No,
need to
you
paint.
don't.
Start small.
M- Mind map is just a thing. So if you go out there saying, waking up saying, okay, I'm gonna do this, and you're gonna mind map it, you're just doing that mind map for the whole one day.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, if you said, let's say, wake up next day and do the mind map every day, that
yeah,
means okay, you're getting productive.
yeah.
That means you are getting into a goal. But let's say, don't think about it, just do it.
Because
You
I've
know?
seen your sketchbook.
Mm.
It's like, are you talking about that small sketchbook that you have where
Mm.
you're like drawing on the guy?
Yeah, like,
So that's more realistic for people to do
mm-hmm.
because um, you can do that on the bus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
If you have like half an hour journey, you can
it
sketch.
can be anything. Like it can be like a small apple. It can be even a word. It can be a letter. You can just like scrubbing out because like you want to take it off, like something.
Yeah,
And I do wanna. I do. So some people do say it's kind of do something illness and ADHD or something that I can't. And
yeah,
there's something in my hand or something like
yeah.
to be around. But But yeah, it's good to have something always there, you know, like let's say you want to focus on that, you want to study, you want to improve, right?
Mm.
Because obviously I didn't overnight came with all the, work, because I did my behind the scene. You know, all those people used to see paintings, they don't know the behind the scene, how much energy I put. And that's the thing, like those things you keep it to yourself. You don't go out there asking advice. The amount of work you do is up to you, and the result is gonna come. That depends on how much commitment you're doing.
But
Painting wise.
I mean, like being a guitarist,
Mm,
I think I know how much work you've done
yeah.
because in anything,
Mm,
like I know how much time I put in.
mm,
I remember like I wish I had the same time. I
mm.
don't.
Nah, yeah.
But when I was in that learning phase,
Mm,
I started guitar very young. I
mm.
think I must have been 9 years old.
9 years old.
At that time, people had PSB, you know.
Having guitar at 9 years old is actually a good deal. You know?
Like, not all my friends were playing like I had
I used
PSP
to
too.
have a pencil case on the color page on the paper.
Do you know what I had? I don't know if you remember those. Asda used to sell this pencil case with like WWE.
I
I
used
used
to
to
have
have
the
that.
one of the magic pencil one with
Oh, magic pencil.
the lead on
Saka
that.
like.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like back in the days, people have to know like we 19 struggle the parents face, right? They can't afford like good stuff like we can.
Mm.
Like parents nowadays give their phones, right? Now back in the days we used to get pencil case and like let's say guitar, right? With no big equipments or like expensive ones. And I feel like that's what makes it more like who we are today. It's just
Yeah,
like the struggle we have come through and knowing that how much we need to put energy in it to craft the
yeah,
art.
yeah. Going back to that, like
Mm,
being in I started around year five. I
mm,
think I got really serious
mm,
from year seven, and I could legit tell you that I remember one day I spent like 8 hours
mm,
probably. Like I remember spending like 8 hours a
mm,
day just learning a part,
mm.
you know?
8 hours, yeah. Last time I painted for 8 hours, I almost had a headache. Can't. It's like for you to like you said, people don't think like artists have, they put a lot of effort,
Mm.
but the mentality, the energy, that goes in it is a lot.
But I was like, at that time, I was very heavily inspired by animes as well.
Yeah, I started with anime as well. While I was drawing in the drawing phase, I used to watch heavy anime influenced by One Piece, Naruto, all the Japanese, mangas. And I even tried making a manga book, but kind of left it halfway. It's
That,
it's a lot work than you thought.
yeah, I met this guy in Aldershot. He used to make manga. I bought a
Yeah.
manga off him. I think he said like each page takes him like a day,
Mm.
and he had like a whole thick.
Mm.
Um, but then that's a different thing though, because
Mm.
that's almost like storytelling as well.
Yeah,
So
kind of something.
it's a different
Even
thing.
with the painting, like nowadays people have approached like in a way like there's a stories happening,
Yeah,
left and right. Even like recently I started going into like this Renaissance paintings where like old school, like, figurative kind of paintings, and I've been trying to get into it. They do tell different stories. Like really have to pay attention to it. But yeah, I guess depending on like how you these others different people will see perspective on art, I guess.
yeah. I remember like watching Naruto. Like the
Mm.
whole tagline is like "Don't give up,"
Yeah,
because he never gives
he
up,
never
right?
gives up. Yeah.
So I used to like play guitar, and then it's like
Seeing him from a kid to a Hokage, right? Like
it's like that, and
it's
then
a long
it's
road. They never give up. Never give
like
up.
sometimes I tell like people who are
Mm.
like these kids who are reading manga, right? They're reading Naruto, and it's like I can't do this,
Mm.
and I'm like, well, the thing that you really like, the characters
Mm.
that you really like,
Yeah.
the whole message is like you don't give up, right?
I can put out this as well, like for the all the young people out there who think they can't do it and who thinks like, oh, that's too good and they can't achieve it. Do do notice that That's someone out of billion people did that. That one person did that
Yeah.
out of billion.
Yeah.
And out of billion people, you can be the second person to do that.
Yeah.
So that's all. And when you do that, when you let's say you end up doing that book, right? So you end up doing like, oh, I want to do this, and you end up doing it. You'll be the person that other person is gonna look up to and say, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like when some people force like this, when they see new like amazing things or like something like they admire, and the first instinct is that's too good. How did it, someone did that?
Yeah.
And I used to say that to myself. Like every time I go to museum, I used to be like, oh, that's so good. Until recently, nowadays, I look at it like, oh, I see the color. I see a bit of a mistake there.
Yeah.
The perspective kind of changes in the
But
over
then
time.
now you probably get people telling you like, how did you do that? You know?
So it's kind of like it changes. It's like a thing like where I used to be the one, oh, how do I can't do that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Then I started like started small, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you won't go all the way to the highest standard level. But
Yeah.
you always start small, and there's never a shortcut. And obviously, for me, like when I say there's no shortcut, it's like I am very digital against digital. I try to
That
be
was gonna
against.
be my next question. I was like gonna say,
Yeah.
what do you think of digital art? Not AI yet.
No,
We'll get into AI.
this is the art. I tried painting a few couple of times. I do see the benefit factor of like digital painting, and the only thing about that is like there is no I love what do you call it, like there is no depth in it. Feel it's kind of like it's like when you play a guitar, you feel the string, right?
Yeah.
Imagine playing a guitar and it's like a touchscreen guitar and you just touch the string rather than
Yeah.
feeling
So you like the physical, like
physical feel.
paint.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. There's a lot of things though. Like
Mm,
when you're painting,
mm,
it's not just like the physical touch.
mm.
It's like the noise of the brush,
Yeah,
the
mostly
smell
the
of
satisfaction and
the smell of the acrylic paint.
yeah, and like mostly the feel as well. Like when you feel it, you can feel like the amount of like time this person has spent.
Yeah.
Like every brush stroke probably gonna take about 1 or 2 minutes, or like depending on how much layer of the
And it's unforgiving. You
unforgiving
can like undo
undo. You
in
can't
digital.
undo, yeah.
You can't undo.
I mean, there is a process on doing, but it shows one critical mistake can put you into
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
step back.
I'm not against digital art
Mm.
because like my band
Mm.
uses a lot of digital art as album
Like I
artwork.
said, it's a very easy access for some people to make the life easier, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't be against it, but it's just like I wouldn't choose myself to,
Yeah.
because like I do have a bit of a, I do like to put myself into a bit of old school, like try to stick to the original, and try
Yeah.
to craft my stuff.
You get like
Yeah.
musicians
Mm.
like that these days as well. Like some, because right now in music, I don't want to get too much into music,
Mm.
but
No.
there's like real amps and people are
Mm.
playing like these pedals,
Mm.
and then that's sort of like the difference, and that's a big debate, you know. Some people are saying as long as you create, it doesn't matter,
Mm.
and I kind of agree with that as well. But I also agree with there's something about playing a guitar through an amp. So there's something about,
Yeah.
physically touching the brush.
It's a feeling. It's like you kind of wanna. It's not like you don't want to do it. You don't like it. I do love it. Don't get me wrong. When I first started the screen, I was like, oh, it's like so much easier, right?
I
So
do it.
like,
Yeah.
and the time is like,
Hmm.
if I do a painting that's gonna take me 8 hours, I can do a digital one in like half an hour, within an hour.
Yeah.
And now the way I see it is like it's easy, but it's not like satisfying in a way. Like satisfaction is not there for me.
Yeah.
Like even with the feels and stuff, and every time with a press of a button, you can just clear everything.
Hmm.
Like I wouldn't saying like, oh, I like to put feelings in my work, but that kind of feels like too easy.
Yeah. And I also feel like you can't own it.
You can't.
You can't physically own
Yeah,
it.
you can't physically.
Like I have your painting. I have it. It's mine. You know.
There is nowhere else around the world, and with the digital, someone can have access to it.
Yeah,
latest
delete it,
songs.
send it, duplicate it.
Duplicate
It's
it,
online.
copy it, yeah.
If someone wants to see that painting you made for me,
Mm,
it's just at the back.
yeah.
They're gonna have to come here and see it, you know.
Pretty much, pretty much.
But there's dimension to it, and it's like,
But that's I think that's what people are scared about as well, like getting forgotten on the work. So most of the artists do have this fear of like you see all these great artists that you thought, oh, I can't do that. But you see that work somewhere in the backyard, left somewhere scratched up.
yeah, we were like today before we came here,
Yeah,
we went to like a recycling
recycle
center.
center. Yeah.
Like, how does that make you feel when you see like
Yeah,
someone's
I see.
art?
Like the way I see it is like if people were like back in the time were that good, it wasn't the painting wasn't ready for the era. The era was too naive, like too wasn't ready basically for the era. So it's like it wasn't good time, and they kind of
Are you saying like they were ahead of their
yeah
time?
they were ahead of a time basically. So
Yeah.
the time they did the painting was a very rough time, but yet some people come up with
There's
a beautiful
something,
painting
yeah,
like
there's
that.
something about it, like, because when we went to that recycling center,
Mm,
we went to buy some furnitures,
yeah,
and I saw like record players there, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, regular players.
But like, for some reason, I'm fine with that, but I get
But
more sad about a painting. I don't know why.
but you gotta know, like those record players, you can't get them digital. Back in the days, they used to have one each record per person to hear that song specifically, or they couldn't hear it. Like
Yeah,
this is on the phone, unless it's on the radio, right? Unless it's on the phone.
yeah. I mean, like most of the bands that I listen to, I listen to older bands.
Mm.
The only way you could
Mm.
pass on a song is from word of mouth.
What am
It's always like my brother used to listen to this, so I listened to it.
mm.
My brother's friend used to listen to
Yeah,
this, so
yeah.
it's kind of like that. But as I was saying, like I don't like being a musician. I don't feel that sad about those record player being there, but there's something about art. Like
Mm.
I was more sad to see someone's
No,
art.
but that's the thing. That's a similar way. Like, I would be sad to see someone's record as well. Is that like, if I put like, let's say, every painting I do, and I put like, let's say, attachment to it,
Yeah.
right? And I hate to let that painting go. And that's I think the biggest, not biggest, but I would say from my perspective, that's one of the artists' fault, like wrong way of doing, seeing
So
things.
don't
Like,
feel attached to your
yeah,
work.
don't feel attached to your work. It feels kind of see it more like you are doing the work for someone to see it or someone to appreciate it. And that's that. Other than that, you have nothing to do with that work because you have done it yourself. You have finished it. After you finish, it's up to other people to love it because you had your time. You
Yeah.
you started from the scratch to end, and now it's your time to pass it on to
And
someone
you're
else.
probably always gonna get better.
Yeah, it's
So
because
like
because
you,
you did the whole process, and that's the biggest part about being artist. Like those process, you can only do it, and you'll only know it. No
yeah,
one else will.
yeah.
That's why you can, no matter what, you can make any art you can as long as you don't put attachment and you can just keep on doing it, keep on
Yeah.
grinding it.
I think you went earlier. You talked about shortcut, right?
Mm.
Being on digital.
Yeah.
Do you think nowadays, like how social media and everything is just like short, everything is just content, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think like people expect to be really good very fast?
Like, as in,
It's like people expect to like make your kind of art, your level of art,
mm,
but they expect to learn that really fast.
yeah, yeah, with the whole digital, like, cause like people have, cause digital is like such a scary place for artists. It's like people can see millions of art within a day.
Yeah.
They just have to scroll it down. And for them to judge a work of million work and like for them to find the best one, it's probably like they will know it straight away. And for them to like actually try to do it, they will never in a million years think actually they can do it. Or do
And
it.
it's also access as well.
The
Like
access is very scary bit, like, because like that's the thing, like
I
people
can see like
mm,
100 really good artwork
Mm.
in space of 5 minutes, probably.
Mm. It's like simple, like where people come to you like, oh, can you play this song? But it's like way opposite of your whatever you like
Yeah.
in that genre. That's what I'm like, they're like, oh, can you paint this? I can paint this, but I don't do this, you know? Kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, you can do it, but you don't like that kind of style. You know, you have
It's
your
not
own
your
kind of
style.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then that's what makes you you as an artist. Like every artist have individual style, but people out there comparing, that's what makes, you know, you never take it to the heart, because like if you take it to the heart, that means like you're not happy for who you are and what your craft, and you're trying to impress or
I think if you feel that way, they're probably not trying to be authentic in a
mm,
way.
mm,
Because, like, I don't, we've never had this problem. Like, it's very weird,
mm,
like, talking about art and music,
mm,
but at the same time, there's a lot of things that relate to each other.
mm,
I've never had this issue of, like, my band being like, we sound like this band or we need to be original.
mm,
Because we just do what we like
mm,
and it ends up being original because you know what I mean, like
mm,
when you just try to be yourself,
mm,
because there's always just going to be one you know what I mean. So
yeah,
as long as you're being like
mm,
authentic to yourself, if you're like trying to do it to just like be better than someone, then you're always going to compare yourself.
you know, but that's the thing, like you can be better. Like there is gonna be a point where like, oh, you're gonna compare your work, right? How, because like you want to see the
Do you
process.
think that's bad?
I wouldn't say it's bad, but I wouldn't say it's good either. You know, it's like in a way like you. So I do compare myself sometimes with the greatest. Like let's say for example, Mona Lisa painting I did.
Mm.
I don't like it because like the bit of a neck is like a bit long. But at the end of the day, I did that, and I'm still happy for the fact that even though it's not 100% replica, it's like I'm at least like 70-80% there.
Why did you do that Mona Lisa painting?
Basically study. It was like a study painting. Like I wanted to see if I can be up there in a master class because when I did a Mona Lisa painting at the time, I think I was on my 3 years in a row non-stop
Yep.
painting for full time,
Yeah.
and to the point where like I was confident. I was like, you know what, let me try it. And luckily, I mean, not luckily, sorry, surprisingly, I kind of like came out good than I expected, you know.
Yeah.
So kind of like after that painting, I kind of like felt like you can never doubt yourself, you know, in a way like where if you want to do something,
Yeah.
well, you can do it.
But what's the difference between like, because Mona Lisa painting,
Mm,
you are, I guess, you're making someone else's painting
mm.
versus you creating something of your own. Like, how is that challenging in a different way?
Y- you creating something on your own has a lot of work behind the scene. Like for example, Mona Lisa painting is a person where an artist took a photo or painted live, right?
Mm.
So for me to do something like my own different person, that has a lot of behind the scene work in it, where you gotta find a place, you know, do a painting for non-stop, like you know, live painting with a
Yeah.
girl standing in front of you. And like I said, it was my study, so I kind of went like just took a photo.
Just explain it to me because I've never connected. Like, I like very specific type of art.
Mm.
Like, why is Mona Lisa painting so famous?
Uh,
Why do you think
uh,
that is?
yeah, there's like few theories. It's about the smile. So it's the expression emotional that painting has. And there's a theory that says it's a guy, it's not a girl.
Right. So there's a lot of like,
Yeah, and one of the biggest theory was the smile, because like you kind of if you have a closer look at just the eyes and the smile, it's not happy, it's not sad, it's not that, it's just like a plain face.
or it
But
could be interpreted
mm,
in different ways.
so it's really up to the person who is opposite side of the painting and how they feel.
Yeah.
Some people say, "Oh, she's smiling." Some people say, "Oh, she looks like she's fake smiling."
So
Some
do you think
people,
it reflects your mood?
yeah, yeah, reflect. It really reflects your mood. That's why everybody has their own opinion on like. That's why there's a debate on like, "Oh, she's doing that." So that's why there's a huge, big thing on the painting Mona Lisa.
All right, here's a big one. What do you think of
Hmm?
what do you think of AI? People creating
AI. I've been
AI
using
art.
AI for the past. few days to just to make a flyer for sip and paint, but
Yeah.
it's not bad, but it's not good
No,
either.
not for like making, because I think that's an
Making
ethical way to use it. So you made a flyer, right?
Mm.
You're not doing that for like
No, no, no,
as a
I would
creative
never.
thing.
I would never.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what do you think of? I mean, knowing you, I know you would never use AI.
Mm.
You're like, you can't use AI. You
Mm.
do physical
No,
painting. You
yeah.
know, you don't do digital
Never in the
painting.
painting sense, yeah.
But what do you think of those people who just, chat GPT, make me a paint for this purpose? Let's say I use AI art
Mm.
and I need a artwork for my band,
Mm.
and I just go, make me a painting of a tree, blah blah blah, for my album. What do you think of people doing that?
I mean, it's completely fine. I think it was like for them to like, okay, for some people who thinks like, oh, there is an AI that can generate art easily, freely, and instantly. That means the person have like probably doesn't know like someone who can do that like in person, rather than that person is already relying on the phone and already found the easiest access to find
Do you
out.
think those people are just disconnected with
I mean,
art?
yeah, this pretty much like disconnected. I wouldn't say like most of the time, but like it really depends on the mood. Like let's say if you want like work to be done there, people rely on AI, right?
Yeah.
If like if they want it instantly, but if some people like, oh, you know what, I want this to take time, so they rather have artists go there and have a look and take the time on whatever they want.
But do you think it impacts artists in a big way? Because
I mean,
it sort of
that's
challenges their
yeah,
authenticity,
because
right?
like at the end of the day, whatever makes your life easier and faster is always going to be a quickest access for people to like choose in their daily life. Like let's say if you want like some soundtrack and you can't make it, you didn't have any instrument around you, but you are in the studio you just need the soundtrack now.
Yeah.
You can go to the AI and like, oh, I want the soundtrack, and by the 5 minutes time you'll be done. And next thing you know, I'm not gonna use AI again. That was just for the moment, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can be like that, or
Yeah.
you can always be like, oh, maybe AI is a thing. You can swap it, and people jump into AI.
That's a very interesting take.
Mm.
And because most creatives that I know, when I say AI, they're very angry.
No. I mean, yeah, you can be, because I would be angry, but I try to be more understanding in different perspective on how.
But like what you're saying totally makes sense though.
Mm,
Like if someone who doesn't care about art,
mm.
they just want something quick, why not?
Yeah.
Why should I pay that guy 300, 400 pounds
Plus, like
or whatever
they
the
only
commission
they only
charges?
paid the AI app, right? Probably £10 or something.
It's free. It's free. That's the crazy. That's the crazy thing about it.
Trust me,
It's
they will
free.
start making AI money. They're gonna start charging people for AI using in the future, definitely.
They
Now
probably
it's free.
won't.
They will, because like
I
it will
mean,
start
like
with the free
even Chat
everything.
GPT, right?
Mm,
I can create 3 probably amazing artwork.
mm,
3. There's a limit
mm.
until like the paid version.
Yeah.
You know?
That's it.
But that's 3 amazing artwork.
Yeah.
And I can't say it's bad.
Mm,
I can't say that artwork itself is bad. It's actually quite good,
mm,
And similar to AI music,
mm,
it's getting to the point where it's really hard to tell the difference. But like, do I like it? No, I don't. Is it? I think it's unethical
mm.
personally, because um, for music, from that's just my perspective. Is like I just find it unethical. Like why would you do that?
Mm,
Because the reason is that, especially in music is pretty much free anyways.
yeah.
Before, people used to buy records and CDs. If you have a
Yeah, back
YouTube,
in
you
the
can
day,
pretty
YouTube.
much listen to any
Even with
music.
the YouTubes, like back in the days, you can be a container and upload the YouTube video, right?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't get paid. There would be no ad free. Now
Yeah.
look at it. You have to pay, subscribe. You get paid from YouTube.
Yeah, but you can still listen to music from like free. Like, let's say ad doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
Like,
back in the days, there was no ad.
you
It
have
was
to buy
ad-free,
it.
yeah.
You have to buy it or illegally download
Download
it.
it, yeah,
You
pretty
know?
much.
And
MP3 converter.
yeah.
Android users back in the days
Yeah.
drive on the
But
music,
now
yeah.
it's not even that.
Yeah.
Like, that's the point though.
Mhm.
Like before, it was illegal.
Yeah.
Now, like, let's say Spotify, yeah, it has ads. It's pretty much free,
Yeah, it is. It is.
you know? So my point is, like, for people who use AI, like, let's say you want chill music, you know, it's already free,
Yeah.
and there's real artists making it.
Yeah. And why don't you just go to the artist, rather than.
It supports them. It supports,
So what, you tell me like you can make a music in AI?
yes,
Oh, from the soundtrack to the whole thing.
everything, like professional sounding.
So it really depends on like how you describe like the video to be, or like the music. You have to put a description, right? Because
I could be like, make me a soundtrack. I could be like, make me a rap track
yeah,
for
but there's like
others.
millions of soundtrack. Which one, the specific that you wanted? How would you?
I could be like, make me a trap beat with a
then
rap
you have to put a
lyrics,
description, right? Yeah. So
for others about his artwork.
So yeah. So
You know.
if you talk about AI, AI can swap like basically any digital works. If you really make the AI know what you really want, specifically like pinpoint it.
Yeah, but the reason why I think it's unethical personally is because it's taking data from real music, from
Yeah,
real musicians. So it's almost like stealing music, you know. So
No, that's true though. I recently heard about this Japan, like you talk about manga, right?
yeah,
So this is a big company in Japan. They banned AI from using it
yeah, good for them.
in the company, because like they're gonna affect a lot of manga like artist work, where they don't have to like go to the office and start animating the whole
Yeah.
series. They can just use the AI to do it, so less people to pay and more money on the AI.
And what's really scary is now is like you can actually make AI pictures of like a physical acrylic painting.
Yep. Yep.
Like I can make an AI picture of you
Mm.
painting,
Yeah, because like
at KTM Rocks. Like it's gonna look real.
my
Not,
face is probably somewhere in online. They probably got it.
yeah, but like it's crazy.
Yeah,
But then like that's like going back to the shortcut.
yeah.
It's like people want things really quick. But is that good though? Is that gonna inspire like the new generations to work hard?
It's more like really like easy access is people will go for it no matter what. You can't change it. It's just evolution, right? People would love easy the better, quicker the better, because they have more time to do it on different stuff. But if you want to craft, if you want to stay with your own craft shape and all that stuff, find a best way to do it. It doesn't have to be, oh, my way has to be the right way, your way has to be the right wrong way, or something like that. It's really up to you, like however you do it and the struggle you go for it is really your own. Like you hearing my side of the story and my kind of experience can give you a hint, but I'm pretty sure your own way of doing things will help you more than just taking advice from like tips from him.
Yeah. Do you think do you think art will, if everyone wants really quick access, do you think art will die?
Yeah, definitely. Because like at the end of the day, future, that's the whole thing about like this fine art artists. Like they try to make this thing live as possible until it dies in the future. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna die in the future no matter what. But really depends on like how you feel. Because like at the end of the day, for me, it's like as long as I have improved and I have done what I need to be done, it's
Yeah.
good enough. It really doesn't matter what other people and what society has gone through and what is the easy way. Why you still back in the old way? As long as like, yeah, this is the way I choose. I think that's what makes you the artist. Is like you knowing your own path rather than you trying to compare or trying to influence by others people, and trying to change it your kind of way. You kind of get lost, I would say.
Yeah. It's a really difficult thing to
Mm,
like, you know, I guess agree
mm.
with or like
No, I mean like
come to peace with.
you can't. There is no right and wrong answer, right? It's more like you got. Do you understand the road you are going, or like the whatever the career choice you are taking there? Doesn't really have to, it can be different creative field. Doesn't have to be painter, musician. It can be different other field, but where the road is different, but you have the same mentality. As long as you can, you will be that one. I will make it happen rather
Yeah.
just like they're being the person that I can't do that rather. Oh, how did he do that? Just be the person. So I will do that. I did that.
Yeah.
Be a
But
doer.
going outside AI, I do always think though, like there is like certain things that you can't replicate,
Yeah.
which is like going like moving on from this topic,
Mm.
which is let's because you host art battles,
Yeah.
you've won art battles.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the winning first,
Mm.
and then we'll talk about hosting.
I
Uh,
mean, winning, I wouldn't say it's more like I was out there, out of my comfort zone, trying to see if my studies and my work has paid off. So it was kind of like a test. So you kind of test yourself. So that's the way I see it. And
for you, it was not about winning.
yeah, it's not about, it's more like, let me go try out, what I've been working on. And let me see in real lifetime, or like in real people reaction.
So if someone, would you recommend someone who's like, let's say, I wouldn't say beginner, I
Mm.
guess that would be too scary for them to go into an art battle,
No,
but like intermediate artists,
no, it
like,
doesn't have to
would
be.
you recommend people to do art
Even if you're a
battles?
beginner, is that it's like you kicking the door saying, I can do it, even though I have never tried it. You like, let's say, even for me, like, I've never been to art battle, right? First time I went there, I didn't practice at home. Like, oh, I didn't try 20 minutes painting a couple
Mm.
of times. I just went there. I was like, you know what? I've been doing my stuff, and this is what I do, and I'm here. Let me try. What?
So like, you decided to host your own art battle. You won in
Mm,
London
mm,
20. Let me remember this:
mm,
2023,
uh,
Bristol 2024, and then Amsterdam
yeah.
2025. And then you decided to host your art battle.
Yeah, it
Um,
was more like I didn't decide to host. It was more like why isn't there like similar kind of like art competition in our community, like Nepalese community, right? And that just made me question like, why isn't someone doing it? You see all these Nepalese people doing events like music events, right? All the
yeah,
stuff around
music
it.
is popping off right now.
When it comes to like art, obviously music is popping off. Why isn't anyone focused on art? We know like few of the people I know does like here and there, but it's not that massive to push it.
Mm,
And plus, when I first went to this art battle, that was my light bulb. When I first entered the room, I thought in my head all I saw was talented Nepalese artists and all the Nepalese family crowds, and they're loving art.
yeah,
And that's when I was like, you know what, I gotta bring this to the community. Then I
yeah.
started
But
art
then
battle.
it became way bigger than just Nepalese community.
Yeah,
They were like everyone
yeah. It was like
was there.
basically mixed with like pretty much anyone who's like never been to a live competition or live painting, and they have never seen actual artists in their real life. They've only seen in social media like AI.
Yeah,
Like for example earlier, when a person can go and check thousands of artists in one scroll,
yeah.
and they would never meet an artist in real life down the road. That's the difference.
So it became like a networking thing for
Yeah,
them as
like
well.
like all the creative people. It's like pretty much having a same like-minded people in one place where maybe something better will come out of it rather than nothing at all.
I think before the art battle, you started with your first exhibition. I
Yep.
remember
That was in Sim Feltham as well.
KTM Rocks, right? So
Yeah,
in
that was the
Feltham,
KTM
KTM
Rocks
Rocks.
was the first, and there
Was that
was
the one with Assist Die?
yeah,
And
that
that
was the
was the
first
first
one.
one.
That was the
And
first
that
one.
was huge.
Mm.
There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, that was the pretty much at the time it was funny because like when I first announced the exhibition,
Yeah.
I had like a lot of reactions saying, "Do you paint?" Because I'd never like a lot of my old friends or like friends I haven't caught up with. They don't know I paint.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. If you are an artist, if you do have an inner artist in you, you don't have to brag about it. As long as you are putting in work to yourself, you're happy
Yeah,
to put in your work. You don't have to let
yeah.
other people know. At the end of the day, you will see the difference. Like how much, like where you were and who you became after a
Yeah.
while. Yeah.
Then you started doing sip and paint as well.
Yeah, sip and paint, similar. So after the art battle, a lot of people were like, "Oh, I want to paint," and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Have you painted before? Are you artist?" The person was like, "No." Okay, I'll uh, I'll come up with something where you can paint next time.
I think it's the first sip and paint in Feltham.
Yeah, for sip and paint Folsom as well.
And I don't know if this is correct, but that exhibition that
Mm,
you did
mm,
was also within Nepalese community specifically,
yeah,
but it was way bigger than Nepalese community because we
mm,
had artists from
yeah,
other like just Feltham in general. But
mm.
I think that was the first one
Yeah,
as
that was
well.
was big as well. Like I think we had over. It was like a unexpected crowd. We didn't expect like to get that busy at the first time, and that's why we started pushing on the second one. So we've been going for like 3 years in a row now, doing
I can't
exhibition
believe
each
it's
year.
3 years.
Yeah, it's
This-
3 years exhibition. We started art battle last year, so we are trying to push art battle this year. So we're gonna be going.
When's the next one?
Next one, we're looking at summer. Let's not spoil it, but yeah, we're looking somewhere on summertime.
And when's the next your event? Whether it's like art battle or sip and paint. I think sip and paint's coming
Yeah,
soon. Yeah?
there's so we are planning to host a sip and paint every month, so once a month. And next one is coming on 28th March, I think. Yeah.
And what's that like?
So it's gonna be like we're gonna start our class from 3 to 5. So just casual, hi, hello, introduction. We do have a 2-hour class, and after 3 to 5, we have a happy hour, live music on the venue. So hopefully it will be like a let me go and do a sip and paint and enjoy the whole day in that place kind of moment.
Yeah, so after the art.
So
And
you
then
kind of
is that same as the lesson though?
no, it wouldn't be. It would be more like a
You just come and do your own
yeah,
thing.
do your own thing. So we are trying to push to people like you can certain lessons. But
Mm.
obviously we don't tend to like force them to like now you gotta paint this. You can't paint.
Mm.
You can paint whatever you want. At the end of the day, you are there to have fun rather than actual learn. Like you are not in exam. You paid for it. You enjoy it. You can do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
It's a fun event
Yeah,
for like
fun event. Yeah, it's
friends,
just like for people to
partners.
like get out of the comfort zone. Not every time you have to drink and dance. You can drink and paint as well.
KTM Rocks is famous for drink and dancing.
Yeah, they are famous for drink. I'm gonna be changing that soon. Drink and paint.
Sip and paint.
Yeah.
But yeah, so um, I think last couple of questions for you.
Mm.
What's your favorite art that you've done?
So far I got like two. I wouldn't say favorite, but the one that I'm proud of. One of them would be the creator of Adam. That was a very different approach, and another one would be the Hercules, the one I'm doing currently at the moment.
Is that the one with the top?
No, no, the one with the one at the back.
That one at the back.
Yeah, the Hercules. I forgot the full name for it.
Why is
Yeah.
that? Why is that your favorite?
Because like it's the most people I've ever drawn in one canvas. There's like 35 people in that canvas, and I can barely draw one person in one canvas, and that's the first canvas I choose to do. Like I don't know why, but I don't know how, but I tried to challenge myself. I'm like, I saw the first painting in online basically,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, similar. That looks sick. I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, oh, I'm an artist. Why don't I try?
Took it as a challenge.
Yeah, I took it as a challenge, and I've been doing it for like a month, and I'm quite impressed how it turned out. It's coming out well.
And my last question is for someone who hasn't started doing art,
Mm,
regardless of any
yeah.
age, whether it's like a kid,
Yeah.
or an adult.
Yeah.
What's the first thing they should do if they want to get into an art?
I mean, if you never done art and you are trying to get into art and you want to do art, just start with a pen. Just do it. Don't think about it. I feel like best place to start is like put yourself in a comfort area. Be somewhere where there's no distraction. You are happy to be in that area or that space, and you feel comfortable, right? And do something like you don't real like not a lot of people like straight away love like get into art. If you've never done art before and you don't know how you feel, like you gotta give it like like a try in a sample, like, oh, how you gonna feel, like find a good comfort space, try to do a few like creative stuff, and if you don't like it, okay, try a different one. You don't have to do the same one you did yesterday. Today maybe try a different thing, until you find the one that you think is art.
Because there's so many
Yeah, and
different.
when I say art, doesn't have to be painting. It can be playing guitar. It can be graffiti. It
Yeah,
can be sewing.
yeah,
And it's most of the like being creative is like is who you are pretty much. It's not what you saw. It's like you trying to find yourself. You know what you're happy to do and what you want to represent yourself as and be
yeah,
proud of.
yeah. Anyways, I think that was my last question. Thank
Okay.
you for being my
Thank
first
you for
host.
having me today.
I said first host, my first guest
First.
in Enlight Studios podcast.
I've been there a couple of times. I wouldn't say first.
First guest for the podcast.
That's
But yeah, I think we're done. Let's
yeah,
cut it.
that's good. Good.